Justifying your salary expectation is a really, really tricky area in an interview, and it's probably the one that causes most people the most anxiety and stress. As I say, the good news is that it tends to suggest at least that both parties are pretty keen on each other, so that's a good thing. But when you are, if you like, asked outright, what are you looking for base salary wise? And you put a number to that, or maybe you put a range of numbers, as in some from here to here. But as soon as you put some sort of declaration down, it's there to be shot at to some degree by the employer. And they will often ask you, okay, Mark, so you're saying you want $80,000. How are you justifying that? Where do you get that figure from? Now, there are various ways and means that people will use to justify the number they give, and it could be their current salary, obviously enough. It's often something where they will benchmark against other jobs that they are pursuing. So they will say things like, oh, the kind of jobs I'm going for are all paying 75 to 80, so that's why I think I'm worth that. It's worth just noting, of course, that using jobs that you are going for, whilst it seems to be kind of common sense and reasonably logical thing to do, the counter to that, or the caveat to that, if you like, is that unless these are jobs that have actually become job offers to you, then they're just jobs that you're pursuing. And that you may be pursuing them absolutely fruitlessly and they're never going to happen. So, I mean, I'm being a little bit facetious there, but just bear that in mind, that until you've got offers on the table, there is that element of where you might think you're worth 80, Mark, because you're going for jobs that are going to pay 80, but you haven't got any of those jobs yet. So just be alive to that slight weakness to that argument. But look, most people will tend to use their current salary, and that seems to be much safer ground. And I think in many ways it is. However, again, it sort of taps into that issue of, well, that's the company you're working for right now. And maybe you've been there for quite a long time, or maybe you're really, really good for these guys and they know you are. So again, you've earned that salary, perhaps over a period of time. And so that company would say you are worth 80 because that's what we pay you. A new company, particularly if it's doing something a little bit different, or like a new market sector, or it involves some new skills that you don't necessarily, or you haven't necessarily used yet, there is a possibility that they will use that as a way to drive your expectations down. Now again, this all sounds a bit Machiavellian and as if both sides are really kind of fighting each other. I don't mean it in that way. It's just there's a sense of, well, we think Mark could be pretty good, but he would be new to this market sector. So would we value him as highly as his current employer, where he's been in that sector for 4 years, he's clearly got a brilliant track record, he knows everybody inside and out. I think it's reasonable that the new company would see me as being slightly less valuable, perhaps, certainly on day one, than my old company. So again, just give some thought to how the other side will see this, and I think it allows you to build your own argument more strongly, because obviously you want to come out of a salary discussion with a salary that both you and they can live with. So just be alive to how the other side will see it, and I think it makes it easier for you to put your own version of an expectation across strongly. Okay, good luck on that one.